the status of Sakka. What were the 7 vows? 1. As long as I live, may I support my parents. 2. As long as I live, may I respect the family elders. Number 3. As long as I live, may I speak gently. Number 4. As long as I live, may I not speak divisively. Number 5. As long as I live, may I dwell at home with a mind devoid of the stain of stinginess, freely generous, open-handed, delighting in relinquishment, devoted to charity, delighting in giving and sharing. Number 6. As long as I live, may I speak the truth. 7. As long as I live, may I be free from anger. And if anger should arise in me, may I dispel it quickly. In the past months, when Sakka Devaraja was a human being, he adopted and undertook these 7 vows, by the undertaking of which he achieved the status of Sakka. When a person supports his parents and respects the family elders, when his speech is gentle and courteous, and he refrains from divisive words, when he strives to remove meanness, is truthful and vanquishes anger, the Tavatimsa Devas call him truly a superior person. That's the end of the sutta. So here you see the formula is given to you on how to become a Devaraja. So you aspire to be a Devaraja, making vows is no use. You have to follow this formula. Support parents. Number 2, respect the elders. Number 3, speak gently. Number 4, not speak divisively. That means don't speak words that divide people. Like for example, if you hear A talking bad about B, you don't go and tell B, last night A said this and that, and then you cause A and B to quarrel. That is divisive speech. So you should speak in such a way as to make people unite and be in harmony. Then number 5, he is very generous, devoted to charity. Number 6, he only speaks the truth. Number 7, he always does not allow himself to be angry. This is very difficult for most people not to be angry unless you have a very calm mind from meditation, unless you have a very tranquil mind from meditation. It's very difficult to suppress anger. So these are the 7 good qualities to practice. Even if you can't practice all of it, you can practice a few. Hopefully you can become a Deva or a Devi from there. 11.12. At Savatthi in Jeta's grove, there the Blessed One said to the monks, "Monks, in the past, when Sakka Devaraja was a human being, he was a Brahmin youth named Magga. Therefore, he is now called Maggava." Monks, in the past, when Sakka Devaraja was a human being, he gave gifts in city after city. Therefore, he is called Purindada, the urban giver. Monks, in the past, when Sakka Devaraja was a human being, he gave gifts considerately. Therefore, he is called Sakka. Monks, in the past, when Sakka Devaraja was a human being, he gave a rest house. Therefore, he is called Vassava. Monks, Sakka Devaraja thinks of 1,000 matters in a moment. Therefore, he is called Sahasaka, 1,000-eyed. You can also take it to mean that he has this psychic ability to see 1,000 places in a moment. Monks, Sakka's wife is the Asura maiden named Suja. Therefore, he is called Sujampati, Suja's husband. Monks, Sakka Devaraja exercises supreme sovereignty and rulership over the Tavatimsa Devas. Therefore, he is called Lord of the Devas, Devaraja. Monks, in the past when Sakka Devaraja was a human being, he adopted and undertook 7 vows, by the undertaking of which he achieved the status of Sakka. And these 7 vows are as I read just now. As long as I live, may I support my parents. As long as I live, may I respect the family elders. As long as I live, may I speak gently. As long as I live, may I not speak divisively. As long as I live, may I dwell at home with a mind devoid of the stain of stinginess, freely generous, open-handed, delighting in relinquishment, etc. Number 6, as long as I live, may I speak the truth. Number 7, as long as I live, may I be free from anger. And if anger should arise in me, may I dispel it quickly. So here we get to know why the Sakka Devaraja has these various names. 11.14. On one occasion, the Blessed One was dwelling at Rajagaha, in the bamboo grove, the squirrel sanctuary. There the Blessed One addressed the monks thus, "Monks." "Venerable Sir," those monks replied, "the Blessed One said this, Monks, once in the past, in this same Rajagaha, there was a poor man, a pauper and indigent. He undertook faith, virtue, learning, generosity, and wisdom in the Dhamma, Vinaya, proclaimed by the Tathagata. Having done so, with the breakup of the body after death, he was reborn in a good destination, in a heavenly world, in the company of the Tavatimsa Devas, where he outshone the other Devas in regard to beauty and glory. Thereupon the Tavatimsa Devas found fault with this, grumbled and complained about it, saying, "It is wonderful indeed, sir. It is amazing indeed, sir. For formerly, when this young Deva was a human being, he was a poor man, a pauper, and indigent. Yet with the breakup of the body after death, he has been reborn in a good destination, in a heavenly world, in the company of the Tavatimsa Devas, where he outshines the other Devas in regard to beauty and glory." Then monks, Sakka Devaraja addressed the Tavatimsa Devas thus, "Dear sirs, do not find fault with this young Deva. Formerly, when this young Deva was a human being, he undertook faith, virtue, learning, generosity, and wisdom in the Dhamma Vinaya, proclaimed by the Tathagata. Having done so, with the breakup of the body after death, he has been reborn in a good destination, in a heavenly world, in the company of the Tavatimsa Devas, where he outshines the other Devas in regard to beauty and glory." Then monks, instructing the Tavatimsa Devas, Sakka Devaraja on that occasion recited these verses. "When one has faith in the Tathagata, unshakable and well established, and good conduct built on virtue, dear to the noble ones and praised. When one has confidence in the Sangha and one's view is straightened out, they say that one isn't poor, one's life is not lived in vain. Therefore, the person of intelligence, remembering the Buddha's teaching, should be devoted to faith and virtue, to confidence and vision of the Dhamma." That's the end of the sutta. So here you see, in this case, this man was very, very poor. But after passing away, he went up to Tavatimsa heaven and outshone the other Devas. So you thought, how can this be? So Sakka Devaraja said, don't envy him. When he was a human being, he had faith, virtue, learning, generosity, and wisdom in the Dhamma Vinaya. Also, he says, Sakadeva Raja in the last verses, he says, when one has faith in the Tathagata and the Buddha, unshakable and well established. If one has unshakable faith in the Tathagata, that means one is already an Arya. And good conduct built on virtue dear to the noble ones. An Arya has virtue, has Aryan virtue. And then one has confidence in the Sangha, and one's view is straightened out. That means one has right view. If one has right view, one is already has entered the stream or is a Sotapanna. So you see, when a person understands the Dhamma, has attained right view, then your blessings are very great. That's why this follower of the Buddha, he outshone the other devas. So it's very good to get right view. Once we get right view, you become an Arya, and we will never fall into the woeful plains again. You are either only born as a Deva or Devi, or a human being, and you have so much blessings. You go to heaven also, you outshine the Devas. You come to the human plane also, you will have a lot of luck. You have a lot of great fortune compared with other humans. 11.15 at Savatthi in Jeta's Grove. Then Sakadeva Raja approached the Blessed One, paid homage to him, stood to one side and said to him, Venerable Sir, what is a delightful place? And the Buddha said, shrines in parks and woodland shrines, well-constructed lotus ponds. These are not worth a 16th part of a delightful human being, whether in a village or forest, in a valley or on the plain. Wherever the Arahants dwell is truly a delightful place. That's the end of the sutta. So here the Buddha is telling Sakadeva Raja, wherever the Arahants dwell, that place is a delightful place. Why? Because Arahants, the mind is very tranquil, very calm, very peaceful. So it influences the environment. Wherever you can find holy men, the environment becomes in a way holy, because the Devas and the Devis will protect this holy person, and the place around there will be very peaceful. So that's why the Buddha said, in the Mangala Sutta, it's good to see Aryas, noble ones, and to support holy men. If we live near holy men, then we also will have a good influence on us. 11.18 at Savatthi. There the Blessed One said this, monks, once in the past, Sakadeva Raja addressed his charioteer, Matali thus, harness the chariot with its team of 1,000 thoroughbreds, friend Matali. Let us go to the park grounds to see the beautiful scenery. Yes, your lordship, Matali the charioteer replied. Then he harnessed the chariot with its team of 1,000 thoroughbreds and announced to Sakadeva Raja, the chariot has been harnessed, dear sir. You may come at your own convenience. Let's stop here for a moment. You see this Sakadeva Raja, whenever he wants to go for a ride, makan angin, he will ask his charioteer, the driver Matali, to get his horses. He has 1,000 white horses. So you see in heavens also you have animals. In fact, in the suttas we find in the heavens we have many animals. We have, it's mentioned, we have like Naga, snake spirits. We have Garuda, bird spirits.